Hey everybody, all right, it's time to hunt some pennies. So this penny box is part of 6 boxes of coins that I picked up at my local Chase branch. They're all custom wrapped. They all came from the same individual. We've already hunted the nickels and dimes, so I'll have a link for that down in the video description. We did have some good finds there. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start off with this box, and if we don't have a lot of finds, we'll add another box, and then another and another if necessary, until we have a video that's worth watching. So we'll get started and we'll come back when we've got something good. Roll 13. The only finds are a couple of 2009s and a couple 1974 S-minted pennies until now. This gives us a little bit of hope, even though hope is not a strategy. 1944 Wheatie out of Philly. All right, that is sweet. Roll 31, we only have the one Wheatie. We do have 10 from 2009. We got a couple blazers over here, possible book fillers. Not sure about the 81 though. A couple 74S's and a 71S. And then now we have a 1998 wide AM. Let me put it under the scope and give you a closer look. So normally on the 98, the M would be very close to the A, almost touching it. And you can see on this one, there's the gap. So that is a 98 wide AM. That's pretty sweet. And that's it for box 1 of the customer wrap rolls. We did get a little over 2 pounds of copper. That's not bad. That's about average. We found 14 2009s, one 1971S, two 1974Ss. We like to pull the 68 to 74S pennies out. We found some possible book replacers. 1968 out of Philly is the best one of the bunch. We only found one 1959, and of course we got the one 1944 Wheatie, but the find of the box is this 1998 wide AM. That is pretty sweet. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to get another box and continue this hunt. Okay, here's box 2 of our custom wrap pennies. Depending upon how well we do in this box, we may pull out a 3rd box, maybe even a 4th box for this video. Not sure yet, but we'll get them out, start the hunt, and we'll come back when we find something good. Roll 18, we finally have a Wheatie. 1946 out of Philly. Not a lot to find in these customer wrap rolls except a few 2009s. And I did find this 74S, but we are checking for errors and varieties, so that's all we can really hope for. But it beats hunting nothing. And that's it for box 2 of the custom wrapped. We did get a pretty good amount of copper, 2 pounds, 7.2 ounces. But all we really found were 2009s, 38 2009s. Well, that's not all we found. We did get one Wheatie, 1946 out of Philly. And then only one 1959. That's a shame. And we found a couple, we keep the 68 to 74 S-minted pennies just for fun. So we found a couple of those. Well, let's grab another box. Okay, here's box 3. We've got the finds area cleaned off. Let's get to the hunt. Roll 15 of box 3. 4 2009s. We did find a 1993 dime. I didn't film it. Probably should have. And one 1969S. Always pull those out. But we have something here that I've never found in a dime roll, probably will never find in a dime roll, but this was in these hand wrapped penny rolls. It's tough to see. You can kind of make out the front, but it is a 1929 Canadian dime. Look at that. That is incredible. King George V, I believe, 80% silver, found in a customer wrapped penny box. That's great. That is really sweet. Roll 21 of box 3, and we have our first Wheatie. And it's a 1950 out of San Francisco, which is sweet because both Chris and I need one of these for our album. And of course, Chris will get it first. But that's all right. That is a sweet find. First Wheatie of the box. Roll 24, box 3. I was checking out this 1993 for a wide AM, and I happened to notice a die crack from the top right corner of the building in between the R and the I. Let me show it to you on the scope. Now, a die crack isn't that big of a find. It's not a big deal, but we're not finding anything else in these boxes, so I figured I would show it to you. You can see it extends from the corner of the building just straight up, and you can tell it's a die crack because there's extra metal on top. Otherwise, if it was just a scratchy scratch, you would see the metal would be pushed into the coin itself. Cool find. We've got a tube for die cracks, so I'll just stick it in there later on. Roll 28, and we're going to have our first foreign penny. We did find that Canadian dime, but it's a Canadian penny from 1983. All right, we'll take it. Roll 46 of box 3, and we've got our second Wheatie. It was facing me, and it's in pretty decent shape. 1957 out of Philly. That is pretty sweet. That's it for box 3 of the customer wrap pennies. 2 pounds, 4 ounces of copper. That's pretty good. We did find 22 2009s, just 3 from 1959. Found a couple of dimes, found a couple foreign. Of course, the best one being this 1929 80% silver Canadian dime. It is a little hosed, but that is still sweet. That's the oldest dime that we've found coin roll hunting. And we've, of course, found a regular 1983 penny. As far as nicer copper cents, we found just a few here. This 1962D is pretty sweet condition. That may upgrade one of our albums. Found a couple die cracks. I didn't film the second one because I already showed you what a die crack looks like. This one was going through from the building through the R and the I. You can kind of see it there in the video maybe, but the other one was not quite as spectacular. And we did find a couple Wheaties. This 1950S, which is really sweet. We do need that for our album. And then we found this pretty nice 1957. And then of course, we always keep the 68 through 74s. The best one being this 1971 out of San Francisco. That's in pretty sweet condition. I know that will upgrade the one I have in my album. All right, let's get box 4 and complete the series. Box 4 is ready to go. I went to pull out a roll and I noticed these marks. These are the marks I make on rolls of pennies that I take back to a bank. I did this a long time ago, and I guess they've just been either sitting on the pennies or they gave them out to someone who then reused my wrappers and took them back to the bank. However, I did notice when I pulled out a different color wrapper, if I can get one out here, This one does not have my marks. So we'll be hunting the rolls, obviously, that don't have my marks. So it may be about a 3.5 box hunt. So for box 4, I pulled out all of my rolls, and we're gonna have 31 rolls to hunt, so that's not too bad. Roll 3 of box 4, which is a partial box, and we found a Wheatie. That's a good sign. 1955 out of Denver. We'll take it. Roll 3, same roll. I flattened the coins out just a little more, and I spotted another Wheatie. A 1955. That is sweet. Roll 10 of box 4. Now I did find one more of my marked rolls, so we're only hunting 30 rolls instead of 31. But this roll is a dandy. 4 finds here. The first, I've got a Canadian right here. It's a 1984. It's not in bad shape either. And then I saw a blazer looking Canadian here from 2006. So that is sweet. And then we've got 2 Wheaties in the back. One right here. I can get it out. A 1944. It's in pretty good condition as well. And then way back here, a 1956. So that is sweet. 2 foreigns, 2 Wheaties in the same roll. Maybe these last 20 rolls will do a little bit better than the previous 3 boxes, but they already have. Roll 13 of box 4, partial box 4, and we've got a Canadian, 1980. Oop, I don't drop it. Right there. Roll 16 of box 4, and we're gonna have another Wheatie. This box is already better than the other 3 boxes combined. 1952 out of Denver. Now there is a D over S error, so we'll be checking for that. And if I find it, I'll come back and show you, but it's probably not going to be there. Roll 19 of box 4. Got a couple foreigns here. Saw this one first. It's a little shinier, if I can get it out of there. It's a Canadian from 2000. That's pretty sweet. And then way in the back here, it looked a little different. The Canadian, it's going to be the Rock Dove, 1967. That is sweet. Roll 26, and we've got 3 foreigns here. Another Canadian from 1998. And here's the other one. Another Canadian. It's going to be an older one from 2004. And then we've got a coin here that was much bigger than the other coins. $1987. 1 penny from the UK. That's pretty cool. I don't find those in penny rolls. I think we find these, I think we found a couple of these in nickel rolls, but never a penny roll. But that is sweet. I'll show you how much larger it is. See that? Maybe a little bit hard to see. So I'll put this one on top. Right there. Roll 27, we've got another foreign. It's got a little piggy on it. well, a wild piggy, but it's still a little piggy. It's from Bermuda, 2007. Roll 29 of box 4 is going to give us another foreign. It's another Canadian, 2006. Pretty good condition as well. And that's it for partial box 4, where we just had 30 rolls. We did almost get 2 pounds of copper, so for 30 rolls, that's a lot of copper. We did find 15 2009 pennies. Some are in pretty decent shape. Some, like this one right here, we probably won't keep that one. For foreign, we found 10 foreign coins. I think the coolest one is this 1967 Canadian, but we did get this 1 penny from the UK. We found 15 nicer copper coins. We found 5 from the 68 through 74 S-minted pennies. We keep all of those. We did have 2 1959s, first year memorial, a 59 out of Philly and a 59 out of Denver. For Wheaties, we found 5. We've got 1 in the 40s and then 4 in the 50s. So that's it. That was a pretty long hunt, but we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. Also, feel free to leave us a comment below, and we'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. So thanks again for watching, and good luck with your hunts.